Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make these really simple and quick chill pill stuffies. And I have 3 different sizes, but it's just the exact same pattern. It's just dependent upon what size yarn you want to use. So for this one, I used a size 4 yarn. For this one, I used a size 5, and for the large one, I used a size 6, super bulky. So this was Bernat Blanket. This was Big Twist Posh, and these were, I think it was I Love This Yarn by Hobby Lobby or Big Twist Value, one of the two. All right, so for today, what you will need, I'm going to actually show you with the size 5 yarn because I do better with a little bit thicker yarn, especially with amigurumi. For the size 4, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to show on video. So I'm going to use the size 5, but you use whatever you have. And you'll need 2 colors, white, or you could do, it doesn't have to be white, it could be any color you want, but you'd want to do 2 colors. I'm going to do green and white. And then I will use a size 6mm hook for the size 5 yarn. If you're using a size 4 yarn, I would use a 4mm hook. And for this large one, if you're using super bulky like blanket yarn, I used a 7mm hook for that one. All right, and then you will need a pair of safety eyes, or you can embroider the eyes on, whichever you'd like to do, and a stitch marker, a pair of scissors, yarn needle, some polyfill to stuff it, and then just a long strand of black yarn, maybe like, I don't know, 8 inches or 12 inches for the mouth, if you want to make a mouth. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're going to start with our white yarn, and I just want to let you know if you need to go a little bit slower or a little bit faster, you can change the speed of your video on the YouTube settings. And also, if you don't want to listen to me, I will have all the pattern written on the screen, so you can just put me on mute and follow along on the screen if you'd like. All right, so we are going to start with a magic circle, and if you're not familiar with that, I do have a video for it. I'll put a little card up here, and you can follow along with that and then come back, but I'll just show you how I do mine. You can just put your yarn like this, and then around your 3 fingers to make an X, and then we're going to go underneath this first piece and over the second, and just pull that up and around to form like a little chain there. And then we're going to chain 1 from there. So just go right underneath this piece here to chain 1. And like I said, if you need more help with that, just rewatch or watch that video I have posted. You can also do a chain 4 and then just slip stitch to the first chain, and that will make a circle for you as well. And then for round 1, we are going to do 6 single crochet inside this circle. And I want you to mark your first stitch because we're just going to work in the round for this entire project, and it's better to mark your stitch. You don't have to, but it's just easier so you don't lose count. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll pull our circle closed. And we'll go on to round 2. So for round 2, we're just going to do an increase in every stitch around, which is just 2 single crochet in each stitch. So I'll remove the marker and do a single crochet in this first stitch. And make sure that, maybe I will, and make sure that you are marking your stitch again, your first one. Okay, and then, so we did 1, and we're going to go back into that same stitch and do a second single crochet. And you'll do that in every stitch around, just 2 single crochet in each stitch around. And at the end of this round, you'll have 12 single crochet. So go ahead and pause the video and do yours, and I'll meet you right back. Here we are at the end of round 2. And for round 3, we are going to do a single crochet in the first stitch. And then we're going to do an increase in the second stitch. So we'll do 2 single crochet in the second stitch. And that will be your pattern all the way around for round 3. You'll do 1 single crochet, and then you'll do an increase in the next stitch. And you'll have 18 when you finish round 3. And here we are with 18 stitches at the end of round 3. And moving on to round 4, we are going to single crochet in the first 2 stitches. So there's the first one. And the second. And then we will increase in that third stitch. And once again, that will be your repeat pattern for round 4. You'll do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase. And you'll have 24 single crochet at the end of round 4. Here we are at the end of round 4. And for rounds 5 through round 12, we are just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So you will have 24 stitches at the end of each round. But be sure that you're marking your, did I get that? Yeah. Be sure that you're marking your first stitch for every round, okay, so that you don't lose count. So this will be round 5. We'll do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and then we'll come back together. So I will see you after round 12. Okay, I'm back after round 12, and this is what it should look like. If you have this still, and if you didn't tie it in, that's fine. As long as it's pulled tightly to make sure that your circle is complete, you can just cut that yarn. And it will just fit inside with the stuffing. All right, so next we are going to do our safety eyes. So go ahead and grab your safety eyes. And we're going to place the first one, well, we're going to place both of them between the 7th and 8th row. And where our stitch marker is, I like to do the face on the other side. It doesn't really matter, but it just, for me, I feel better about that. So to count your rows, you can count backwards. You know, this is 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and 7 in between these 2 rows, or from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to put them in between that 7th and 8th row around. And then you're going to put them about 5 stitches apart, between 4 and 6. I usually do about 5. Make sure you're going into the same round. And then put your backs on. These are so cute, these little chill pills. They work up so fast, and it's a great gift for somebody. You know, you can put like a little message with it, like relax, or everything's going to be okay, or something, for a coworker or a friend or family member. White elephant gift, something like that. But they're beginner friendly, and yeah, they work up pretty fast. Okay, so there we go. Make sure your eyes are secured. And if you're not doing safety eyes, if you're going to do embroidered eyes, you can just skip this part. From here, I'm going to do the mouth, and you can do whatever you want. You don't even have to do a mouth. I've done all of mine like this little V here. You know, you could do a smile. You could do just like a line straight across. Whatever you'd like to do is fine. I'll show you how I do my V. It's not difficult, but just in case you're not sure. So I just go ahead and get my black yarn on the needle here, and I try to find the stitch, you know, maybe 3 rows down, 1, 2, 3 from the eyes. It's somewhere in the middle of the eyes. Now, because we're working in the round, the stitches like kind of go up like this, so it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. Just find somewhere in the middle and put the yarn needle through, and then I pull it. Oh, actually, I'm going to go up. Sorry. I'm going to go up instead. And then I leave like a little tail here. And from here, you can just go up like 1 row and 1 stitch over and put your needle through and down. And then I come up on the other side, like I'm going to come up underneath, the same on the other side. So it'll be 1 row over from this and 1 stitch up. So right here, I'm going to come up through that part. And then just go back down where we started. And that will make a little V mouth. Okay, and then you can just tie that in at the end. I just go through a little bit here and make sure you're not going all the way through to the other side. Just kind of pick up the back part of the stitch, and I do a knot there. Make sure you didn't go through. Okay, and then you can do the same for this part, or just knot these together. Just go ahead and knot these together once or twice. and you can cut the loose ends. And you can just leave that then because we're going to stuff it and it will fall inside, right? So I'll cut these a little shorter. And from here we're going to switch to our next color. And so mine is green. This is the Big Twist Posh yarn from Joann's, which they don't have anymore. But there are some other places that are possibly going to be carrying it, and they do have similar yarns at Hirschner's and Michael's right now. All right, so the way that I change my colors out, I used to do it where you just pull it through like the last part of your stitch, but this way seems to work better for me. It just looks cleaner. So just where your last stitch is for the white, I'm going to put my hook through these two loops right here. Let me show you with the needle. I'm going to put my hook through these two loops at the bottom of that last stitch, and then just pull my new yarn on, my new color on, and then you can pull this white piece tight and your new color is ready to go. So it's as simple as that. And from here for the first, let's see, actually we're going to do rounds 13 through 20. We're just going to continue with one single crochet in every stitch around. Now I'm just going to I'm going to cut my white, leave a little tail, and I'm going to crochet over these ends so that I don't have to sew them in at the end. All right, so this is round 13. We're going to do a single crochet in every stitch around, so we'll have 24 at the end of every round again. And we will do this for rounds 13 through 20. Okay, and I'll leave you be so that you can do those. But first, I just want to say really quickly, thank you so much for watching and for being here. I always say probably the same thing in every video, but I really do appreciate anybody that has subscribed. If you've seen any of my other tutorials, I have quite a bit up already. I have more coming all the time. So if you'd like to stick around, I'd love to have you subscribe. And if not, that's fine too. But if you'd like to check out any of my other tutorials, I have all kinds of things, small and large projects. Most are beginner friendly or intermediate or like a confident beginner. And then also, if you could like this video and leave a comment, let me know how this worked out for you, or like what kind of yarns you're using to make it, who you're making it for, you know, if you leave a little message with yours. I love to hear all of those things, and I appreciate it when people leave a comment. I do comment back to everybody because I'm grateful that you're here. And if you are on Instagram or TikTok, I am over there at Creations Misfit. So I would love for you to give me a follow over there. And if these come through, you can just cut those, then the pieces that we sewed through. Okay. And yeah, and you can tag me. You can tag me in your project if you use any of my tutorials too. I would love to see how it turned out. I wish you could tag me on YouTube, but it doesn't allow you to do that. So anyway, thanks for being here. Let's finish up through round 20. I'm on round 14 now, so I'll see you after 20. All right, I'm at the end of round 20 here, and you can choose to start stuffing now if you'd like. I'm going to stuff some now before it gets a little longer, and then it's kind of hard to fit it all the way in. So just stuff to your liking. Just get it, make sure you get it all the way down to the bottom of the white portion. Okay, you can stuff yours and I'll meet you right back. All right, I went ahead and stuffed. Well, I'll put some more in once we get down a little bit further, but we just have 3 rounds left. So for this next round, we are going to single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then we're going to do a decrease. So we'll put 2 single crochets together. So that was the first one. Here's the second one, and we're going to do a decrease. So for a decrease, if you're not familiar, you're just going to go into this first stitch like you would do a regular single crochet, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're going to go into the next one, yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And that's just putting 2 stitches together. So we'll do one more of those. We do 2 single crochet and then a decrease. So here's the first single crochet, oops, here's the second, and then we're going to decrease again. So go in like a regular single crochet, go into the next stitch, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. All right, and at the end of round 21, we'll have 18 stitches. Here we are at the end of round 18, and we'll go right on, round 21. We'll go right on to round 22. So we are just going to do a single crochet and then a decrease for this round. And that will be your repeat pattern all the way around. Single crochet and then a single crochet decrease. And at the end of round 22, we will have 12 stitches, and then you can stuff it some more, stuff until the very top, because we only have 1 round after this. Okay, I went ahead and stuffed mine. Just make sure it's stuffed all evenly, as best as you can, all the way around. And for our last round, which is round 23, we're just going to do decreases all the way around. So you'll do 6 decreases. I'm not going to use my stitch marker, I'll just count them this time. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we can tie off. So I'm just going to go into the next stitch here and do a slip stitch and chain 1, and then leave kind of a long tail to sew in our end. You can pull this out. If you need to stuff any more right now, you can do that. I might just throw a little bit more in here. And then we'll just close up the bottom and we'll be finished. I hope this was really helpful for you, and I hope it worked out. Please let me know in the comments below how you liked it and who you're giving it to. I would love to hear that too. Okay, let's go around. I just go underneath each stitch here. Like, I just go under the first loop, but you can go under both, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you get around all 6, and then you can pull that tight and it should close up. And just put your needle through. I go underneath that kind of middle part there, and I'll do that twice. And then just go through any stitch here, and you can bring it out like I'm just going to go through here and bring it out like the back of the pill, or wherever, it doesn't matter. And you can just cut that, and then we are finished. And there you go, there's your chill pill. So I love that you are here for this. I hope that it was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to see you in my next video. And please check out my other ones. And hopefully we will see you soon. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.